Hi, Uniquely Cindy here. I am at another unique cemetery on a unique adventure that I want to share with you today. I am on Highway 33 just outside of Whitakers, North Carolina, and here we have Eleanor, last name. It's Rhodey Jane Hill, the wife of S.W. Eleanor, born in 1878 and died in 1910. And her epitaph is very pretty. There is another one just like it here in the cemetery. I'm going to read it from that tombstone because it's easier to read, but it has a wonderful saying on it that I think you may enjoy hearing. As I walked through the cemetery, there are a mixture on this side of the cemetery of the older graves going back. I think the earliest one I saw, date of birth 1839. And the date of deaths anywhere after the Civil War, 1860s to the 1900s. So it's a well-kept cemetery. It looks like most of the tombstones are perpetual care. Because, I just stepped in a hole, because they are well kept. The plot, I'm going to flip you slowly to this side. That's the new side of the cemetery, so we're not going to go over there today. But you'll see there's some above ground graves there, and there's stones, tombstones, but some big stones are in this cemetery, and I thought they were interesting, so I want to share them with you. It's quiet out here. It's very peaceful out here. You can hear the birds. I don't know if y'all can on the recording, but you can hear the birds chirping in the background. Now here's a couple of older stones that's got some beautiful scroll work on them. Take you over to them. This is the Taylor family. And if you look real closely here, you'll see that it has the gates of heaven being opened up, and there's the anchor in the center of the gates of heaven. Right here's the acre, the gates of heaven, the streets of heaven, the dove of peace, and a star on the top. This is Kinchin Taylor, born in 1826 and passed away in 1908. And then beside here is Indiana Ricks, wife of Kinchin Taylor, born in 1834 and died in 1908. So two wonderful, they're matching tombstones, very pretty, very pretty. And here we have, this is the second that I know of set of twins that I have recorded for you guys here on this channel. But here we have Ruth, daughter of J.M. Minnie Marks, and then Rachel, daughter of J.M. and Minnie Marks. They were both born in June of 1910, June the 1st. Ruth passed away on September the 21st of 1910, and then 5 days later, Rachel followed her sister on September the 26th, 1910, and I'm going to correct myself, Ruth passed away in September the 21st of 1910. So June, July, August, September, they were 4 months old, and Ruth was 4 months and 5 days. So this is, I thought, was sad. And on the tombstone it says, "He shall gather the lambs in his arms." What a beautiful little epitaph for two beautiful little children. And this must be, I'm making an assumption because it goes back to the same dates. Some more of the family, it's Mark's family, and the dates coincide with the twins as far as the era that they would have been born in. Now here we have some more. I could not read this one, but I thought the tombstone was pretty. It's a small form of, if I am not mistaken, this is a small form of the pulpit graves, because they sometimes have a scroll laying right here and rolling down the front, and you can read what the scroll says. Sometimes the top will be completely flat and there'll be a book on it. Here we have Ellen Moore, born in February of 1859, passed away in 1934. And we have a tombstone that's toppled over here. I'm not going to go too close because I don't know where the actual grave is, and if I can avoid it, I don't like stepping on graves. Not superstitious, just respect. Now, I'm going to share a little story with you that I just found out about last night. Excuse me. After the Civil War, and I have noticed this in cemeteries that I've been in, but I never questioned it. I just figured it was a design. But after the Civil War, Union soldiers that were buried were given, you've seen the white stone marbles that are rounded at the top, and it'll have their names on it and when they served. But it wasn't until 1906 that Confederate soldiers became nationally recognized, starting in the national cemeteries and then battlegrounds, and then finally in private burial places. And I found out something that was, to me, a little comical, but very serious also. And I'm going to give you an example of it. Here's one here. This is George Neal. He served in the Confederate Army. He was born in 1843, and he passed away in 1917. He was with the 2nd North Carolina Artillery. Now, if you'll notice, the top of this tombstone comes up in an arch, almost like a V shape. This one's not as pointed as some of the older ones, but it is in an arch still. You will traditionally, according to folklore, only find that on Confederate soldiers' graves. And the documentary that I was watching made the statement that it was done on purpose by the designer of the Confederate soldiers' monuments because they didn't want no Yankees sitting on their tombstones. So they made them with the point so that nobody would sit on it. I thought that was very interesting. I've done this for quite a while now, and I've always been a lover of cemeteries, and I look for the older ones, and that's the first time I've ever heard that story. And I did a brief search a few minutes ago, Googled it just to follow up on it, and it was in 1906 that they started recognizing the Confederate soldiers. And I guess that's why you can go in some cemeteries and you can see graves that'll have the iron crosses giving honor to Confederate soldiers, but no pointed tombstone on them because the family put those stones there. And it was not until 1906 that they became nationally recognized and the government started allowing this. So there you go, there's a little piece of history. Here's an obelisk stone. I can see that they were born in 1876 and looks like they passed away in maybe 1919. That's the one there. No, I think that's 1916. So another beautiful piece of architect. Now here, I thought these are, to me, big stones in comparison to what we see in a lot of modern cemeteries today. This is the Taylor family, and each one of these stones, appear to be the same size. They were all born in the mid-1800s and passed away in the mid and early 1920s. Now, a minute ago when we was at Miss Eleanor's grave, I told you that her epitaph was also on another stone in here and easier to read. So I'm going to read you the tombstone epitaph on both Miss Eleanor's and Miss Taylor's grave here because they both said the same thing, and I think it's a lovely sentiment. It says, "A precious one of us has gone, a voice we love to steal. A place is vacant in our home, which never can be filled." What a beautiful epitaph to Miss Taylor and Miss Eleanor. Here we have some more of the Taylor family from the same era. And I just think their tombstones are lovely. They're, like I said, big. I don't see many big ones like that anymore. And down on the bottom here, for these particular ones, I believe was probably the original markers. Now here we have a small obelisk. What I could read of it, I believe, was a child, but its time has rubbed the etching off. The same here, we have a cradle grave, has a lamb on it. I was able to make out the word son, and we know the lambs represents innocence of children. So here's another one. And there's just numerous beautiful little graves here in this cemetery. Obviously we can't go over every one, but there are a few I wanted to show you. Over here is another child's grave, and it has the pulpit topping on it. You see the flat part that is used to set a book on, or would have been used to set a book on. There's a lamb underneath that in an indention, and it says Mary Etta, daughter of R.A. and Lena Bradley, she was born on my birthday, April the 11th, 1910, and she passed away April the 4th, 1917. Well, I think summer is beginning to hit. It is quite warm out here. I'll show you a few more in this cemetery. And thank you. My husband saw this going to, I think, Goldsboro a couple of weeks ago, and he told me about it and said you need to go, and so here I am. If you find a cemetery or something that you'd like for me to check out, please let me know in the comments below, because I love doing this. We're in a beautiful shaded tree right now. Here's an unusual name. This is the children. Let's see who, let me go around to the other side so I can see whose tomb this is, because that's the name of the children. This is Oliver DeWitt Mann and his wife, Mammy Green. He was born in 1854 and passed in 1934. She was born in 1854 and passed in 1920. But then on the back, they've got their children listed, and what I have found out is usually when they list the children, it's the children that erected the stone, and so their names is on it too for identification. The children of Oliver and DeWitt, well, I guess I could have read this first, couldn't I? Oliver and Mammy Mann. Lily Davis, this was the unusual name, Zeno Green, and Annie Estelle. Beautiful names. Some nice pretty flowers here. This grave was pretty. Now, this person was born in 1931. This is Stephen Tucker, and he passed away in 1997. But apparently, I am assuming he was a duck hunter or a pheasant hunter, because if you look at his gravestone here, you'll see a hunter with his dogs, and I think that's pheasants. So, beautiful etchings on that. Here we have a beautiful angel statue. Let's see who this is in memory of. Margaret Scott, daughter of W.S. and M.L. Knight. She was born in 1905 and she passed away in 1909. She was the sunshine of our home. I just can't imagine. Bless you, little one. And as we go through here, you will see some other older stones. The etchings has worn off of most of these here, and I really can't read them. So, I'm sorry, I was looking at the road and not looking at the stones. So we're going to walk through here. This individual was born in 1883 and passed away in 1908. There's some more older stones right here behind it. Looks like this is part of the Batts family. Both of those I can make out the word infant on the stones. So as you can see, this is a beautiful cemetery. And you know, it's just very lovely. Here's one up here I want to show you. I'll go ahead and show you this one first. This is Sally Aycock, born in 1827 and passed away in 1997. Now this one that I'm going to show you up here, it resembles, if you have ever seen a sleigh bed, the back of this resembles a sleigh bed. Here it is from the side. It's got the slope. Your pillows would go up against it. I thought that was pretty. It is a cradle grave, but it is an adult. It says mother. Martha Ann. Trying to make out that last name. Looks like Sharps, wife of Van Sharps, born in 1847 and passed away in 1917. Beautiful grave, beautiful tombstone. Well, for the most part, we have seen some of the older graves out here in the cemetery. I do not know the name of the cemetery, but it is beautiful. Thank you, all the souls resting out here. Thank you for letting me visit. And thank your families, your descendants for letting me visit. Y'all have a wonderful, unique day. Hit the like, the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I've got some more that's going to be coming up really, really soon. And we're going to end right here on this beautiful cradle grave. Very beautiful obelisk and cradle part. It says Irma Carlisle, wife of Dr. J.C. Ray, born in 1890 and passed away in says 1920, but that can't, I got to be reading that wrong, because that would have been a 10-year-old. So once again, beautiful cemetery. I think I'm going to sit here in the shade a minute and just admire it. Beautiful cemetery, beautiful plots. So thank you, Uniquely Cindy here. Hit the like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and help a girl build a channel. You have a unique day.